Airbnb should never have worked. The CEO knew nothing about business. The idea had been done before and was actually illegal in many cities. And even the company's founders didn't think it would work. And yet, despite everything, Airbnb has become a billion-dollar company and one of the greatest business success stories of the digital age. They're the largest accommodation provider in the world, yet they don't own any real estate. So, how the hell did they do it?
Hi everyone and welcome to our podcast, Staying Different. I'm ARISHA, your moderator for today, and I'm here with AFIQAH, MAHIRAH, FARAH, Nabila, AINA, SAFIYYAH, and HARITH. Today we'll be diving into a travel trend that has changed the way people explore the world, Airbnb. From unique stay to affordable travel, we will talk about how Airbnb works, why people choose it, and what effect it has on the tourism industry and local community. Before we dive more deeper, let's start with the basic. What is Airbnb? Let's explain about this. Here, AFIQAH.
Thank you, Aisha. So, Airbnb is an online platform where people can rent out their homes or rooms to travelers. It started in 2008 when two guys in San Francisco rented out air mattresses in their apartment to make some money. So, that's why it's called Airbnb, short for Air Bed and Breakfast.
Yeah, and what's amazing is how much Airbnb has grown since then. It started out as just a couple of air mattresses, and now it's a global platform with millions of listings in over 119 countries. You can find almost anything, like cozy apartments, luxurious villas, and even quirky places like tree houses or houseboats. I think that's what makes it special. It's not just a place to sleep, it's about the whole experience. You feel like you are part of the place you're visiting.
Thank you to AFIQAH and FARAH. Now we already know what is Airbnb. Let's talk about why people choose Airbnb. What makes Airbnb standing for the traveler? Aina, maybe you can share some insight on that.
So actually, one of the biggest reason is actually the cost. So Airbnb can be cheaper than the regular hotels, especially if you are traveling in a group or you are staying more than a few days. And then usually you can get more spaces like kitchen and living area, which I can say is more affordable lah, rather than just staying at a regular hotel that you cannot get this kind of living.
And
kind
yeah,
of
I think
space.
it's not just about price. A lot of people choose Airbnb because they want to experience a local lifestyle in a more personal way. Instead of staying in hotels that are usually located in busy tourist areas, Airbnb allows travelers to live in real neighborhoods where they can busy interact with locals, visit small shops or cafes, and get a better feel of the everyday life in that city. This makes the whole travel experience feel more genuine and memorable.
Great point, guys. Let's explain how Airbnb works. Farah, could you walk us through the process?
Yeah. So let's say you're planning a trip, you go to Airbnb's website or app, type in where you're going, the travel dates, and you can use all sorts of filters like budget, number of rooms, even if you want a swimming pool or pet-friendly place. Once you find a listing you like, you can check the reviews, message the host with any question, and book it directly there. It's really user friendly. Yeah, it gives you a lot of control over where you'll be staying.
Yeah, and if you're a host, you can list your property, set your own price, upload pictures, and write a description. Airbnb also helps handle the bookings and payment, and they also offer some protection like insurance in case of damage.
So yeah, let's talk about the pros and cons. So one of the advantage is the flexibility lah. So some listing of the property offer long stays, and then some of it are giving the options for pet friendly. So it's really quite reasonable and flexible to the tourists or their visitor to bring on their own pets. And then it's also self check-in, which is easier for travelers to use it without going to any receptionist.
True, but there are also a few downsides that travelers should be aware of. Sometimes the property doesn't look exactly like edit in the photos, which can be disappointing. Cleanliness can be an issue too if the host isn't maintaining the place properly. And there are cases where hosts might cancel booking at the last minute, which can be really stressful, especially if you are already traveling or have limited time to find a new place. So, while Airbnb offers a great flexibility, it's important to be prepared for this kind of risk.
Yeah, another thing to think about is how Airbnb affect housing in some cities. In popular tourist spots, landlords sometimes choose to rent out their places to tourists on Airbnb instead of long-term local, sorry. That might sound like a good business move, but it actually drives up rent prices and makes it harder for local people to find affordable housing. So while Airbnb is super convenient for traveler, it does come with bigger impact that we need to be aware of.
So guys, Airbnb has helped grow tourism in smaller towns or places that don't have many hotels. But like we said, it can also lead to problems like overcrowding or the loss of community identity.
Yeah, exactly. That's why some cities like Amsterdam, New York, and Barcelona, they have created the laws to control the short-term rentals, which this helps on balancing the tourism with the needs of the local people.
Yeah, but we also have to remember that Airbnb can be helpful source of income for many people, especially during tough times like the COVID-19 pandemic, when tourism slow down and traditional jobs become uncertain. Some homeowners turn to Airbnb as a way to earn extra money just to get by. For them, hosting travelers wasn't just a side hustle. It became an important way to support their families and cover daily expenses. So, while there are concerns, there is also a human side to the story that we should not ignore.
Okay, thank you for everyone. So we already seen that Airbnb has really changed how people travel the world. It gives more option and more experience, but at the same time, it's also come with more responsibility for the traveler, host, and the government. Okay, let's end with a quick opinion from everyone. Would you personally recommend using Airbnb?
Yes, Aisha, I will personally recommend using Airbnb, especially for long stays or group trips.
I think Airbnb is a great choice, especially if you're looking for something more personal or homely. But I always tell people don't skip the reviews. That way you avoid surprises and have a better experience.
Yeah, I would. And then I think travelers should be responsible and respectful to the local community also.
Same here. I think Airbnb is a great option if you use it wisely and take the time to plan ahead. Make sure to read reviews, check the location, and communicate clearly with the host before booking. And most importantly, always respect the house rules and be mindful of the local community. If we all play our part as responsible travelers, Airbnb can continue to be a valuable part of the travel experience.
Great start for today, everyone. That's right. Dah tak Great start. This was for today episode of our podcast, 10 Different Exploring Airbnb. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious and travel smart.